Hello, YouTube. This is Insane Monster, and we are here for part 3 of What If Tanjiro Was a Shaman. Now, then, this is the Easter special, so I do hope you're enjoying. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and before the What If starts, hit it. Alright, now then. When we last left off, Tanjiro was given some information from Urokodaki about the kind of demons that are out there, as well as the one who turned his sister demon. As he was given his first mission. Upon entering town, he could already smell the scent of a demon. As he overheard some of the people in the village talking about a man that looked a bit bruised up in the face, remarking that his fiancée was taken last night, just disappeared. As Sabito mentioned, probably saw something, right? Tanjiro hurried up and got his attention, calling out to him with his name Kazumi, asking about what happened last night. On being brought to the area where the girl disappeared, Tanjiro sniffed around, while also taking a look at the boy, seeing the ghost of a girl behind him. But he'll save that for later. Sniffing around, he could smell the scent of the demon, but it was all scattered. It wasn't quite right. As he looked back at sorry, uh, as he looked back at Kazumi, he asked this. I would like to ask the both of you something, causing him to flinch, asking, "What do you mean both? It's just me." Tanjiro's so used to seeing ghosts, he kind of forgets normal people can't see them. So, he states, this might be hard to understand, but I'm gonna do something, and please take it in stride, but I need all the information I can before night falls. As he extends his hand, the girl's spirit goes into the palm of his hand, creating a ball of light as Tanjiro shoves it into the guy's chest, causing him to unlock shaman potential in order to see ghosts. He meets her fiance, begins to cry. Once she exits his body, he realizes what's going on and that she's dead. He apologizes over and over. The girl just pats him on the back with her ghost hand, stating, "It's alright. There's nothing you could have done against those things." With Tanjiro's father, Sabito, and Mikomo looking at Tanjiro with a very shocked look, he asked, "What do you mean those things?" As he begins to tell them what happened after she disappeared from sorry Kazumi, Kazumi's sight, as he was dragged into this dark swamp place. And there was three monsters there that ate her. That that's all she remembered. But she states that they did look pretty much alike. Only main difference from their features of appearance were some slight differences in their clothes, and each of them had a different set of horns. one with only one horn, one with two, and one with three. Other than that, they could be considered triplets. As Tanjiro is thinking, Sabito just remarks, dealing with three demons? This is insane. As Tanjiro states, no, it's one, causing them to look. The scent. It's all from one demon, but that would explain why the scent is so scattered about, oddly like it. As he, as Mikomo asked if there's anything else, he states that it felt like she just fell into a hole filled with some mucky water, like a swamp. As Sabito stated while Kazumi was comforting her as he cried, remembering what happened to her. As Sabito stated, sounds like a demon with a blood demon art. And this one seems to be quite unique. Tanjiro asked what he meant by that, with Sabito stating that since you only smell the scent of one demon when there seems to be three, this one seems to have the ability to separate himself into three parts. So it's like one demon with three bodies. Secondly, they seem to have some kind of pocket realm that they're used to hide during the daylight, as well as hunt. Not quite sure how it works, but it could be troublesome. But given the fact that we have the ghost of a victim giving testimony, this makes our job a bit easier. As he states that she saw clothing from the other girls that she remembered disappearing as well, just floating there. This caused Tanjiro to grip his fist in anger, getting unforgivable. As they were continuing to talk, he noticed something. Each of the girls, when they disappeared, was only around when they turned 16. As in, each victim was a 16-year-old girl. Being a pattern, Tanjiro asked the ghost girl if there was anyone else in this village that's 16, other than her and the other victim. He listed a couple of them, as there were not many left in the village of that age. As he promised them that they will kill it. As Kasumi just follows Tanjiro, wanted to see this to the end. Wanted to see the thing that killed his fiancée dead. So before the sun went down, he asked, "Are you a demon slayer, right? But what's with the ghost stuff?" Tanjiro just scratched his head and stated, "I am a demon slayer, but before I got trained for that, my family were shamans. We trained to use the spirits of the dead for a number of things. And it's pretty useful in this case to ask the victim what happened, get all the information we need. Right now, we just need to locate where the possible targets are and try to figure out how to deal with it. After all, this will probably be the first time any of the victims have seen it actually fight. Since demons are quite physically strong and they seem to be good at ambushes to just grab their target, it isn't that far fetched to think that none of them saw any of their abilities in combat. As Sabito stated, yeah, which is kind of vexing, but helped. As night begins to fall, we see Kazumi think and realize that Tanjiro has gone through the same thing. He has the same kind of air. As Tanjiro smells the demon and hurries, jumping up onto a rooftop and running, with Kazumi fast on his trail, running as quick as possible. As Tanjiro gets to a streetway, doesn't see anybody, but he can smell them. Focusing on where the scent is mainly concentrated, he stabs the ground, revealing the portal opening to the swamp realm of the swamp demon. Reaching in and grabbing the girl. As he's still alive, he sighs in relief. As the demon is just getting angry and grinding its teeth so freaking hard that it just makes this awful, awful sound that, jeez. As Kazuma comes into sight, Tanjiro hands the girl to him and tells them to be careful. As he tries and goes directly for the demon, following the scent, he ends up with three demons popping up. He smirks, knowing that there was a demon with three bodies already. He was prepared and used the water styles water basin technique to completely just hit them. Unfortunately, he didn't hit anything vital. He took two arms off of one of them and one arm off of two of them. As he had to back up, Sabito noticed that another opening happened right behind Tanjiro to let their arms back in. As Sabito states, Tanjiro, watch out. There may be three bodies, but it doesn't look like they're limited to just three openings into their little pocket realm. As they begin to just argue amongst themselves about wanting to eat that girl. That they need to eat her before she loses her freshness. As then Kazumi asked about his fiancée and why they just had to kill her. As the demons didn't know who he was talking about, he just opened up his clothing on his chest to reveal all the hairpins and hair ribbons of the girls that they ate, stating that, well, if her hairpin is among these, then we've already eaten her. As Tanjiro is getting mad, he knows that he can't afford to distract himself with Oversoul right now unless they want the demons to have an opening to attack. As he's doing his best to defend Kazumi and the girl that they're trying to eat, one of the demons go to try to attack Tanjiro from behind with his claws, but is met with a swift kick to the face, causing his head to spin around like crazy from Nezuko, causing the demons a lot of confusion of why a demon is working with a demon slayer. Although they find it interesting, it doesn't really matter to them at the moment since they just gotta kill the human demon slayer and impair the demon with him to grab the girl. As Nezuko runs over to attack the demons, he misses as they go into the pocket dimension. With Tanjiro calling her back to hurry up, she runs over and dodges the swamp demon's attack again, going right with them. Tanjiro asks Nezuko to please protect them while he goes deal with the demons. She agrees and holds out her hand for holding the soul of her father and using the oversoul on her sandal shoe legging things, turning them into flame footwear as a demon lunges towards Nezuko. She quickly kicks him, burning him on his arm that he used to block, sending him flying into the wall. He can tell that this isn't a blood demon art, but he can't tell what it is. Not only that, that this demon girl is incredibly strong, thinking that the boy fed her a ton of blood. As Tanjiro goes towards the opening of where the swamp realm is, he oversouls with Sabito and Mikomo, with Sabito going into his hakusho and sword, and Mikomo going into his sandals. Going in, he's able to move much better, using a more oversoul aerial movement kind of thing of the sorry of the ability that is known as the water form of sorry splashing water flow, able to move in the water a bit more easily. But the demons still have the upper hand since this is where they're the most powerful. As Sabito and him get ready for their attack, they wait for them to get close. As he swings using the whirlpool technique, going over soul enhance whirlpool, causing a whirling typhoon inside the swamp, cutting the demons up. Seeing an opening with the hairpins and such, he grabs it. As the whirlpool that has been enhanced with Oversoul shoots out of the opening, allowing Tanjiro to fly out. Though, while he was in the water, Nezuko was beating the other demon, the last body of this demon, down pretty bad, causing him to get burned pretty badly and beaten. As he freaks, wondering what the hell is with this woman. As Tanjiro leaps out, the demon panics, thinking that, as well as knowing that his other two bodies have been killed. As Nezuko prevents him from going into the swamp, he has an easier time dealing with him with the Oversoul and prevents him from getting a scratch on her. Tanjiro takes out the clothing with the hairpins he took from the demon in the swamp, gives it to Kazumi, telling him that, sorry, that's all I could grab. I have to finish this now. As he blitzes towards the demon, as he just gets kicked into the wall by Nezuko, the demon tries to lunge at her again, but has his arms cut clean off, causing severe pain as he freaks, asking, "What the hell are you? You're not a normal demon slayer. Are you even human?" That girl. As he just freaks. As Tanjiro points his sword towards him, asking him why did he do it, as he was just spouting off about the girls and how they were going stale. He cuts his mouth, causing him to stop talking. As Mikomo thanks Tanjiro for that, and Sabito states, "You're some right. Honestly, this guy's insane." As Tanjiro moves on and asks about Muzan, as begins to freak, Tanjiro notices this demon no longer suits Alice or any of that. Only thing he can smell is You're another fear. Is terrified of the name, as he keeps remarking that he can't say, he can't say anything. He lunges towards Tanjiro only to have his head chopped clean off that instant. Though, as the demon dies, Tanjiro sees a light coming from his body, and it quickly fades away. He figures this is probably the soul leaving the body now that it's been killed, and undoes the oversoul. As Tanjiro checks on Nezuko, she seems fine, and Nezuko goes back into the box on Tanjiro's back. Tanjiro goes over and checks Kazumi, asking if it's gonna be okay. Grips the bow that he has from his fiancée, stating, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. As his fiancée, sorry if I say this wrong, but if Staken, the name of the fiancée, which I might actually be if I'm being honest. But either way, his fiancée does ask if he wants to try find a new path, as he looks at her and states maybe that Toko go Satoko, yeah, Sakoto. What, I might be butchering that, but I'm not that good at pronouncing foreign names, but whatever. As Tanjiro states, it might be a good idea. Whatever you choose, please keep in mind, make sure you live on. As he bows to them, leaves. As Sawate looks back, seeing something in Kazumi's eyes, floats to him and asks, what are you thinking? As he states, Tanjiro knows what this feels like, right? As Sabito states, he does. Lost his entire family because of a demon. And he states, I could fight like him, but I help prevent this happening to others? Sabito knew this line of thinking. In fact, most of the demon core's numbers are made up of people who have lost family to demons, so it isn't uncommon for this kind of reaction to happen. Sabito states, yes, probably, as he tells him that there is an old man who could train him in the mountains to be a demon slayer called Orokodaki, and that he wants to try fighting like Tanjiro, bring the ghost of his fiancée as well, and use the bow that she had in life, the medium. Like telling him that that's what Tanjiro does with him, using his sword and hakusho as a medium for him, make him stronger in a fight. As he thanks Sabito, Sabito hurries up and catches up. With with having Makomo ask if he thinks he did the right thing. Sabito states, maybe. He doesn't do anything, the grief will just eat him up. And working towards a goal and becoming stronger might help him. Not to mention having more shamans like Tanjiro learn Demon Slayer arts might prove useful. As Kazumi takes the ribbon and then tries to mimic what Tanjiro and Nezuko did, he was successful, causing the ribbon to get larger and move on its own, its commands, though it quickly released as he became exhausted, thinking that, guess I really am weak, huh? As Sat Sakoto tells him that it's fine. I'll stay with you all the way, whatever you decide, as he decides to pack up and leave the village. I did change quite a bit that happened with the aftermath of this, mostly because I think Tanjiro's abilities in this, as well as what happens to an individual who is forcefully possessed, gaining the potential of a shaman, and how that might lead to a different path. As they continue down, Tanjiro gets a new message that they got a new mission to go to Tokyo, where a demon is rumored to be. As Tanjiro heads over there, once it gets night, he lets out Nezuko and is shocked by the way the city looks. Keep in mind this is early industrial age for Japan, so only cities have all of the electrical stuff all set up, meaning that the smaller villages have to rely on things like candles and such for lighting instead of light bulbs. So there is that. As they walk around trying to get their bearings, Sabito, his dad, and Makomo weren't really that much help. For one, they've been dead for a while, and two, they never really been to Tokyo, so not much help. Until they finally got to the noodle cart. As they sit down to relax, and Tanjiro orders some food. Only until he smells something. He smells the scent, the same demon that was at his house, telling his father to stay with Nezuko as he has to go check something. He runs over following the scent, grabbing onto the shoulder of Muzan. As Muzan quietly realizes that it's a demon slayer. As he tries to play it off with the little girl and the woman that's with him, that are more or less acting as his wife and daughter. Tanjiro is confused. Without anybody else but him noticing, Muzan cuts a man the back of the neck with his claws, injecting blood, causing Tanjiro to be shocked that he just did that without hesitation. But the man turned into a demon. He bites into the woman he was with. Tanjiro rushes towards them, grabbing onto the man and the scarf he was wearing, shoving it into his mouth. With this, Muzan saw the Amari, the Hanafuda earrings that Tanjiro wears. As him, the woman that's supposed to be his wife, and the supposed daughter quickly leave the scene. Tanjiro is trying to restrain him, asking people to get rope and that he doesn't want this man to kill anybody. With Sabito wondering what to do, since he's asking uh, Mo, Makomo what they should do, since if Tanjiro tries to draw his sword out, the demon will most likely lunge at the nearby crowd and kill someone. And the police aren't really helping right now, trying to pry Tanjiro off. As suddenly, this weird veil of flowers begins covering the area. As a woman and a young boy step forward, telling Tanjiro that they'll take care of the man and the woman. Do not worry. As Tanjiro was able to get out of that mess, the demon and injured girl were taken by somebody. He could tell from their scent that they didn't mean any ill will, so he could trust them for now. though he had some trouble with the uh, udon art salesman once he returned, having him yell at him for just leaving this girl here with this weird muzzle and leaving the udon. As Tanjiro buys the udon and just scarfs it all down, satisfying the old man. As then they are approached by the same boy that Tanjiro saw. He states that his lady ordered him to bring those two to her and to hurry up, remarking that Nezuko is an eyesore. Tanjiro and his dad had to process for a while, but Nakomo and Sabito both got a bit annoyed at this. When Tanjiro and his dad recognized what he was saying, they got really mad. Of course, the boy couldn't hear Tanjiro's father, but he could hear Tanjiro plain as day. And caused this, well, he more or less has them follow him until he walks clean through a wall, confusing them. They walk in, it's found that he's using some form of concealment magic to hide this house. As Tanjiro asks, is this something we should know about? As Sabito asked, his eyes seem similar to a demon's, but knowing you and your scent, you probably recognize something off, right? Tanjiro shook his head yes, with his dad remarking, I'm not really sure myself. In all honesty, I know very little about shaman sorcery. Your mother was the expert, so there is that. Could be, but like I said, I don't know much. As they just followed the guy as he states to be respectful to the lady. As they walk in, seeing the woman that was injured on a medical bed being treated by the woman. Tanjiro asked if she's okay treating humans, which gets him a bit of a slap to the chest, knocking some of the wind out of him. Remarking that, what, you think all demons have to choke down the drool when they're around blood? As the woman told him to stop. He agreed, as she introduced herself as Tamuya. Tamuya. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but you know. With this, Tanjiro is let into their home. And they go in order to talk. Upon this, they learn a couple of things. For one, something about Muzan causes a curse on the demons he turns. Second, although they may be demons, they seem to be excluded from this curse. Not to mention, they don't have to devour humans. They only need to have a little bit of blood. To their dismay, as Tanjiro asked, seriously? But hold on, this is huge. As um, as Tomio states, yes, this news would somewhat shock the Demon Slayer Corps, obviously. Though, as you may have guessed, that Yuzuro is also a demon that I turned, causing Tanjiro to be shocked, as he remarked that it took her 200 years to get it done, causing Tanjiro to flip, stating, 200 years? How old are you? With Yuzuro jabbing Tanjiro in the chest, stating that that was very rude, with Tanjiro's dad stating, son, that's really something you don't ask a lady. Oh boy. With Nezuko just kind of messing around on the side. As they continue talking, They state that Nezuko's current self is unique and that they're looking for a cure. Upon hearing this, the talk gets serious about Tanjiro helping them out collecting something that they themselves would have trouble getting. Even so, doing so would also be troublesome for Tanjiro to get as well. He grips his hands, he asks what it is. He states that he needs to examine demon blood, not just a sample from Nezuko, but samples from demons that are close to Kabutochi or Muzan. As he realizes what they're asking. If they're close to Muzan, who's supposed to be the most powerful demon, they won't be any jokes either. But he agrees to these terms. Sabito isn't sure what to think. A demon that goes against Muzan and is also looking for a cure? This is throwing things out of whack in his from what he understands. But he's still curious about the curse that she mentioned. And that he probably didn't want to see what would happen if this curse activates. As for Muzan, he sent his goons after Tanjiro after he killed two guys and one woman. As the talks continue, Tanjiro thanks them and needing to fully explain that they need to talk maybe a bit more, he takes both of his hands and uses Sabito and Mikomo, putting Sabito into Yashiro's chest. And while this process was going on, he placed Mikomo into Lady Tomura. As after they leave, they can see them. They ask, "What was that?" As Tanjiro explains that he's actually a shaman who was trained to be a demon slayer, using the spirits of the dead as a way of combat in many cases, as well as others. As he's surprised by this, not really realizing such a thing would be possible, as he calms himself, stating, "Well then, suppose there's all kinds of mysteries in this world." Though this is quickly cut off as Yushiro jumps to cover Kamua. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but he covers her as the Amari balls burst through, gathering all over the room, and with Tanjiro covering Nezuko, protecting her. With this, one of the Amaris just flies over and completely destroys Yoshiro's head. As he freaks, Tanjiro is looking and seeing that there are arrows with those Amari. Keep in mind that shamans are able to see ghosts and the supernatural. I would imagine this would mean that, unlike in canon, he doesn't need Yoshiro's charm to see the arrows. As he avoids them, he tries to cut one of the arrows, causing the Amari to fly, only to be dragged by them, slamming into the wall. As he worries about Yoshiro, Sabito reminds him that he's a demon, so even getting his head uh, completely destroyed like that won't kill him. As Tanjiro can calm down now, as they now see the two demons, the Arrow Demon and the Tamari Demon. As Tanjiro asked what should he do about those arrows, with his dad stating, "Well, your normal sword can't do anything, so maybe we should try something different, leading, leading him to the Oversoul ability. As he shook his head yes, asking if Lady Tamio and Yuzuru are going to be okay. He states yes. This time he's more proactive. Having spent more time with Sabito and Mikomo, he's a bit more battle oriented, or I guess in one way you could say he gets some advice from them in regards to some combat training that they remember from Urokodaki. As the demons state that they're here for the guy with the Hanafuda earrings, Yujiro remarks that it was a bad idea to let them in, and that although he can hide their presence, he cannot erase their existence. But there's a limit to his concealment spell. Tanjiro apologizes to him and swears that they'll do what they can to deal with this, remarking to Nezuko that they should go. But before that, Tanjiro asks Nezuko to get the woman out to a safe place, which Miss Lady Tamiwa asks to bring her to the basement where it will be much safer than just putting her outside. Nezuko hurried and got the woman to the basement as Tanjiro and Yushiro went out. The Tamari demon smirked, stating, "Our master wanted us to kill you, so we'll make sure to make it nice and brutal." As he begins to sprout arms, as well as make more Tamari. Tanjiro hurries up and uses the Oversoul with Sabito, unable to use Mikomo with the Tamari flying directly towards them. He hurries up and uses the Oversoul sword and slices through the arrows and the Tamari, destroying them. As he smirks, realizing that the Oversoul ability on his sword could destroy those arrows, causing the arrow demon to remark, "The hell is that? Since when can humans do something like that? You can obviously see my arrows." As the Tamari demon states, "It doesn't matter. You just gotta keep him busy, right?" As he just throws more and more of the Tamari, he cuts them over and over, but one flies straight for Yushiro as Nezuko flies directly in with the oversoul of their father, like last time, on her feet, where burning away the, the Tamari, with the Tamari demon thinking, "The hell is this?" Whatever, I guess, Muzan might have realized that these aren't normal demon slayers and demons. As they then realized after Yushiro tells Lady Tamuo to get back in the house, as they realize that it's the traitor who betrayed their master, they state that it is going to be pretty good to bring her back to the master. As Nezuko goes for the arrow demon, kicking him in the arm, burning him, causing him to fly out of the tree, stating, "Wretched girl," with Tanjiro going towards the Amore demon who lost the backup from the arrows, able to cut up all 6 of her arms, asking them if these demons will work for getting demon blood for the cure. He states that they are the Kabutoshi 12 should work. As the Tamari demon states, "Want my blood? You want the blood of a Kabutoshi 12? Come and get it." As the fight continues, Nezuko is sent flying by the arrows that she wasn't able to destroy, being pulled directly to Tanjiro. After realizing the state of their abilities, Miss Tamuo tells uh, Tanjiro that he should go fight the arrow demon, and that he's probably the only one with a weapon that could destroy his arrows properly. He agrees to this, leaving the Amari demon with Nezuko, Yujiro, and Tamayo. As he goes for him, he launches a number of arrows, which Tanjiro uses the form of the, uh, the breath of water technique, the striking tide, to cut up a number of them, and then switching to the flowing dance. With this, he destroys plenty of them, getting as close as possible. But unfortunately, it turns out he doesn't actually need to have the arrows hit Tanjiro to have them affect him, as one shows up underneath him, sending him back. This causes an opening, sending Tanjiro flying with some arrows. As he's in mid-air flying, he takes the opportunity to oversoul with Mikomo, who happens to be allowing him to push off of air using this oversoul, giving him a chance to cut the arrows that are on him, freeing himself, going directly for the demon. As he begins to fire arrows at incredible numbers, Tanjiro has trouble destroying them all and tries his best to avoid them, only getting pushed back by some of them, but cutting them before they end up being too much trouble. Seeing as they can't get close with him launching so many arrows, he decides to take advantage of the large blade that he has from the Oversoul and uses Whirlpool Flowing. Sorry. Whirlpool Flow, causing the arrows to go in to the water formation of his Demon Slayer art. Uh, the Demon Slayer style and such. With this, he goes directly for the demon, using the increased momentum, which is easier to deal with from the resistance of the arrows, to blast through the other arrows and use lateral water wheel to cut his head off. Though before anything else, as he was dying, the arrow demon remarks of how filthy he's gotten from him having his head dropped on the dirt, since this dude seems to be a bit of a germaphobe. Causes arrows to appear on Tanjiro's body, sending him flying all over, as he does his best to avoid some serious damage from the impact, as well as does what he can to destroy the arrows. He is able to get away with less damage than in canon. Though Sabito states that, you're lucky. Looks like you got a couple of fractured ribs, maybe a few other bones. Just be glad none of them aren't broken. As he sighs, remarking, suppose that's a good thing to expect from something like that, huh? As they try to get to where Nezuko and the others are. Which we see that Nezuko and the Tamari demon kicking the ball back and forth. Now with the flaming footwear that Nezuko has, boosting and giving some firepower to the Tamari, the Tamari demon is forced to put more power into her legs, causing her to retract her 4 additional arms, which would allow her to kick harder, as well as rapidly heal the damage she's receiving from the flames that Nezuko is putting on the Tamari. This continues over and over until Nezuko hits it with enough force, sending it flying towards the Tamari demon, taking off one of her arms. As Lady Hamoe uses her art to question the demon, asking why does, do demons stay separate? Why aren't they allowed to group up? And how Muzan is afraid of an uprising from them. As he gets angry from this, he states that he has no reason to be so petty. Tanjirou walks in on this scene, seeing the smoke around, remembering what happened in town. As he stays away for a bit, as the Tamari demon states, Lord Kapuchisi would never be so petty, as he just realized what she did. Once Nezuko was somewhat dazed, the Oversoul undid, and their dad was worried about her. Yushiro remarked that she'll be fine, and states the abilities that drops down demons' defenses, allowing them to be more honest and keeps them from keeping secrets. As he's relieved by this, with Tanjiro seeing the demon girl freak out begging for Muzan's forgiveness, he undoes the Oversoul as arms just begin to burst from her body and begin ripping her apart. As when this is done, Itamuel states that this is from Muzan's curse. Besides the sun and being decapitated, the blade of a demon slayer, only Muzan is able to destroy the demon cells within our bodies like that. As Sabito remarks, okay, that's terrifying, and I really wish I didn't see that. With Mikomo stating, you're not the only one. That was very unpleasant. As Lady Tamuo takes some of her blood, Nezuko, Yujiro, and Lady Tamuo go inside since the sun is about to rise. Tanjiro hears that a voice of a little girl coming from the remains of this demon, asking for the Tamari, wanting to play. As Tanjiro takes the Tamari and puts it towards her, he realizes something. He may have looked older, but was turns out she was just a little girl. And if she did kill people, he understood that those who became demons, like the guy in town, once they become demons, whether they like it or not, they lose sense of who they were. And he just hears a sound of a girl crying, the remains. He understood that even the demons that served Uzan were treated like nothing, like just disposable tools. It made him mad. The light emerged like before whenever he slays demons. This time he extended his hand, focused, taking this light into his hand, getting a small ball of light, revealing an orange orb with a little girl face on it that resembles the Tamari demon. He remarks, what's going on? Underrose states, no longer a demon. Your soul, even if your body was a demon, your soul was human. Your mind was just clouded. But as he feels the regret and everything that this girl feels that she had to do to survive, he states, what's your name? As the demon states, Susamaru, Susamaru, as he asks her if would like to help him take down Muzan for the pain he caused others, including the ones that are serving him. He looks at him, asking, "What?" Tanjiro states, "Well, you saw earlier, right? What I could do?" As he lets her see the two ghosts behind him. As Obito is not sure what he's thinking. As Makomo is figuring that he's trying to get information as well as strengthening him and Nezuko. Which all in all is a good idea. Which he does tell the Sabito in order to calm him down from this. As you can tell that the spirit of this girl didn't want to become a demon. As he states, "Really?" And Andro states, "Yes. The woman, Miss Tomiwo, is actually working to create a cure. That's why she needed your blood." As he, shocked by this, he states, I, I wanted to live, and and Muzan let me do so. So I owed him, but after this," as he realized as he said his name, Andro states, "Fine, don't have to worry anymore. You're the soul of your human self now, so he can't hurt you anymore. But you can end up hurting him, as well as help us fight him." She grabs the Tamari and tells her that you can use this as a medium to help us fight. Will you? As he agrees to this. They go in to check, and he's relieved that Nezuko is okay, as well as the woman from earlier. As Nezuko goes to hug Tanjiro, and then quickly goes to hug Lady Tomuo. Sorry if I keep butchering the name, I gotta figure out how to say that right. As well as pat the head of Yushiro. As Lady Tomuo is confused by this, Tanjiro tells them that while she was asleep for 2 years, he's under the hypnotic effect to protect all humans, see them as her family. And that's how Nezuko sees them, causing Lady Tomuo to cry into Nezuko's shoulders with joy from hearing this. Tanjiro was nervous, but his dad told him, "It's right, son. You should learn the difference from tears of joy and tears of sadness." As he doesn't tell Nezuko to stop, he thanks Tanjiro and Nezuko, as well as offers to bring Nezuko with them, since they need to leave. Not only because the fact that a number of humans most likely have figured out that they're demons, but because Muzan knows that they're in Tokyo, so they gotta get out of there. But when Tanjiro was considering this, Nezuko grabs his hand and reassures him that she's sticking with him, as he says sorry, but he can't just leave Nezuko like that. And Lady Tomiwa agreed. As Nezuko was going off to go into her box, Tanjiro was about to head up the stairs when Yushiro remarks that, "Hey, Tanjiro, your little sister, she really is something. Little beauty, even." As he thinks Lady Tomiwa is still better. As he smiles, stating, "Thanks." After leaving, they begin talking as they're walking, as Tanjiro is asked to go someplace else for a new mission. Getting some info from their new ghost member, Sasamori, as she tells them about what she knows about Muzan. The Kabutozi 12 are split up into two groups, the upper and the lower moon. She may have been tricked into thinking she was one, but she at least knew that much. Next is the fact that Muzan has an odd hideout that seems to be like a separate realm of some kind, ruled by a female demon with an instrument she's not too knowledgeable, but it seems that that woman's able to use it as a means to control the positions of everybody within that area. That it looks like a large mashup of all kinds of Japanese style housing, and the laws of gravity don't seem to really work there. As Sarito states, probably a similar pocket realm to that swamp demon you faced on your first official mission. Though, if control over that area is like that, attacking Muzan head on isn't really that viable, at least at the moment. As Nezuko is holding on to the Tamari in the box on Tanjiro's back, we just see Tanjiro seeing a blonde man with a Demon Slayer uniform trying to a woman to marry him. But he's just looking like, huh? Causing Sabito to think, what is wrong with that guy? Which we'll leave it off for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you later.